We're going to bring you a pretty meaningful situation from stateside. Excuse the American jargon, but we've got one heck of a ball game for you this afternoon. Just take a look at this.
Loop to right, that could be trouble. Fair ball. Gantner scores. Molitor heading for the plate. And it's 6-0 Milwaukee on a bloop double by Robin Young. Hands.
Just a little of the action there from the World Series between Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the World Series is like a test series in cricket between England and Australia. There are two major baseball leagues in the United States, the National League, which was won by St. Louis, and the American League, won by Milwaukee. And they come together to play in the World Series. It's the best of 7 games, and the winners, I suppose, are the equivalent to the World Cup champions in soccer. Well, we're going to show you the highlights of that series this afternoon. Now, I know you're going to enjoy it, but to help you and me, we're going to just find out a little about the rules and the techniques, and to help us is Ray Price, former professional baseball star, now playing basketball in this country. Ray, I suppose it's a simple game, really, but the terminology seems to be quite complicated, doesn't it?
Yes, it is, because of this strategy involved. There's so much strategy involved in baseball, and being 9 players on the field, offense and defense, it's very difficult for the novice to understand. So here, hopefully, we'll try to get the viewer here in England to understand baseball a little more.
Okay, let's start off by asking simply how you score a run.
Okay, there are 4 bases, as you can see. To score a run, one has to bat in the runner after he's touched all 3 bases, all right? And so you'll see on the screen the RBIs as runs batted in, meaning that the batter gets credit for scoring a runner that has been on base. And so what happens in the inning, which the team is allowed 3 outs, to score as many runs as possible within those 3 outs.
Now, a run is scored by the man going all the way round, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
But an RBI is when this guy gets home, who's on this base, as a result of what he's done here.
So the batter gets credit for the run being scored, since he was the one that really scored the run.
Right. Number in the team? How
well,
many in each
there are
team?
9 on the field. There's probably, for the World Series, there's 30 ball players. All right, there's 10 pitchers, 5 starters, 5 relievers, but there's about 30 altogether.
And just tell us about the pitch here. The ball's obviously got to be hit inside this kind of wedge shape, hasn't it? Okay,
what happens is that the defense is spread out, hopefully, in areas where the ball, hopefully, they'll catch or get the offensive man out. And so they're spread out close to the bases, because we cordon out by the offensive team. The ball has to get to the base before the runner does. Okay, so therefore you have at each of these bases a defensive man to be ready to receive the ball, all right, in case a throw is to him to get the runner out.
Very briefly, tell us what a home run is.
Well, a home run is probably one of the most spectacular plays. It's the quickest way to score a run. It's similar, like in cricket, to hitting 6. All right, it's when the batter hits the ball a long ways. It's in fair play, and it generally goes, of course, into the stands, into the out of the ballpark.
Right up here somewhere.
Right. There's also another way to score a home run, and that's when you can hit the ball anywhere in the ballpark, and you can run around the bases before the ball, of course, gets to the home plate. But those are usually for faster ball players.
Now tell me about. We're going to hear 2 expressions. One is strike, and one is ball, or ball, I suppose.
Yeah, it's what the pitcher has to do to try to get the batter out. Now, he's restricted to those 2 areas, balls and strikes.
Yeah, so what is it? The strike he gets, well, we can
see on the monitor right now, the strike zone is an area between the knees and about the chest area, and in between the width of the plate. So the pitcher tries to throw the ball within that area. If he doesn't, and it goes out of that area, there's an umpire behind the catcher who will call the ball on a strike. So what happens is, if the pitcher throws 4 balls out of the area, the batter will get a free base and walk to first base. It's a free pass, and that's one of the biggest errors a pitcher can make, is putting people on base.
It's head down if he does that.
Exactly.
Really? Yeah.
So what happens is, of course, is for the pitcher to throw strikes and let the batter try to hit the ball either to a defensive man or to strike him out.
Ray, thanks very much indeed. That certainly will help us, I think, this afternoon. Now we're going to pick up play in the series, with 1 game already having taken place. The Milwaukee Brewers won that 10-0. Now, this is the 2nd game now, played at St. Louis on the artificial surface of the Busch Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals are now playing better, and they're 1-0 ahead as we join it at the bottom of the 8th inning, i.e. the 2nd side are batting.
Well, he made the kids happy with that home run last night. He was 2 for 5. Ooh, he was ready to go for the high limb. He likes the fastball.
Now he's got one more of a pitch of an edge.
It's hit well, and he will touch them all again. With apologies to Thomas Wolfe, you can come home. Good look at Chuck Hiller. He'll make him throw a strike.
Well, what an atmosphere. Father Christmas is there and the organ playing in the background. Now let's move on to the fourth game of the best-of-7 World Series. If you're just joining us, yes, it's baseball we're talking about. The series between National League winners St. Louis Cardinals and American League winners Milwaukee Brewers. Now, St. Louis, after a bad start, now lead the series 2-1 because they won the third game, 6-2 in St. Louis. The fourth game is on the grass surface of the Milwaukee Stadium in Wisconsin. Milwaukee Brewers are batting bottom of the 7th inning. Again, that means they're batting second. But St. Louis Cardinals lead 5-2.
Robin Yount, the batter. Base is loaded, 2 outs. 5-2, Cardinals leading. Right field line, it is curving foul. Another base hit and another run.
Whoa, look out.
And on the high throw, Hendrick moves to second. 11-0.
So it's 3-3 in the series at that stage. We'll be back for the vital and crucial game in that World Series in just a moment or two. Meantime, you'll be wanting the starting prices for our last race from Ascot, the 235. Boring Door, you know, won it at 25-1, though. Simbrandian second at 7-2, and Ray Charles third at 12-1. Now, I've got one or two items of soccer news, particularly interesting news in two, which I'll give you before we go back to the baseball. Notts County are leading Liverpool by 1-0 in the First Division. Liverpool, the clear leaders by 3 points, remember. But Trevor Christie has put Notts County up there after 16 minutes. That's his 6th goal of the season. Notts County 1, Liverpool 0. Could there be a shock on the way there today? Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 1. Gary Shaw put Aston Villa ahead there. Frank Stapleton, who scored for the Republic of Ireland in midweek against Spain, has equalised there for United. Villa 1, United 1. Also in the First Division, Watford lead Brighton by 1-0. A Luther Blissett penalty after just 2 minutes. His 11th goal of the season. Watford 1, Brighton 0. Division 2, Wolves 1, Fulham 0. Wayne Clark, the scorer there for Wolves. That's 4th against 3rd in Division 2, remember. And FA Cup first round, a latest score. No surprise, I'm afraid. Oxford United of the 3rd Division 1. Folkestone of the Southern League 0. Malcolm Shotton got Oxford United's goal there after just 18 minutes. And incidentally, the First Division match at Main Road between Manchester City and Birmingham was stopped after 3 minutes, and the referee took the teams off the field because a large black dog, a retriever, couldn't be retrieved, I suppose. He's running loose around the pitch. Players at first tried to catch it, but missed, including the goalkeeper. But with the dog proving uncatchable, the referee stopped the match for fully 10 minutes, so that result will be a bit delayed today. That's Man City against Birmingham. They're having fun and games there. Well, I think we're certainly having fun and games with the baseball. Ray, tell me something about the bases loaded. I keep hearing that expression in the baseball. What does that mean?
Well, the bases loaded happens when there's runners on base occupy every base. It means that it's full. All right. So, offensive team has a runner on each of these bases. All right. So, obviously, you saw in one game, St. Louis won a game by the pitcher walking in 1 run with the bases loaded. So that's sort of a no-no in the baseball world for the pitcher walking in a run. But when they're fully occupied by runoff from the offensive team, that's what you call the bases are loaded.
I noticed the guys are all chewing all the way through, but it doesn't look to be gum because it actually fills the jaw.
You can't put some gum inside the chew. It's called chewing tobacco, and it's been part of baseball since the inception of the game in the States. And it's, we have so much dead time or free time in baseball that a lot of the ball players chew tobacco. It's almost not to pass the time, but certainly you can't smoke a cigarette in a dugout or on the field. So they just chew tobacco.
It's a sort of custom within the game, is it?
Yes, it is. Of course, so the dentists and the toothpaste people get a lot of business that way, of course. But
did you used to do it when you played?
I'm afraid I did, but I've given it up. I can't do it when I play basketball.
So everything on the final game in the series. It's 3-all. We're now going to join the 7th and final game at the bottom of the 4th innings with St. Louis batting, inning I should say. The score, however, is 3-1 in Milwaukee's favour. So it's all depending on the result here as to who takes the World Series.
Smith, Ozzie at third, Lonnie at second, Ramsey at first, the pinch runner. 1 out. Outside, it's 2-1.